Welcome to A Day in Miami. I am your host, Anabel, live from the studios of Miami's Community News. Today, we have Vanessa Cossio. She is owner of Kids Be Kids Preschools, amongst many other things. She is a med spa owner. She is a foster parent, and she's a celebrity, TikToker. And we're going to learn all about that. Today's show is sponsored by Heyday Marketing, a premier marketing and public relations agency based right here in Miami, Florida. For more information, please visit heydaymarketing.com as you see on the screen below. All right, Vanessa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's talk first about Kids Be Kids Preschools. Tell me a little bit about how you started that and what fueled your passion.
So I was a teacher. I've known I wanted to be a teacher since high school. So I did the child care program at my high school, graduated with my CDA, ready to take on the world. And then I got pregnant. I was a teen mom.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, I did not know that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, so I went to college, had lots of help from my family and my now husband, became a teacher, and I had my daughter at a preschool while I was going to college, and then when I started teaching, and I would volunteer as a ballet teacher there.
Nice.
So then the owners were divorcing, unfortunately, and they came to me and they were like, hey, we know that you went to school for early childhood and this is what you want to do, and would you be interested in kind of taking over the preschool? And I said, absolutely.
Wow.
So that's how I started.
What an amazing opportunity. And how old were you at that time?
I was 22.
Wow. And your baby then was probably?
My baby, she was 3.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. So here you are, a beautiful young entrepreneur.
Thank you.
That's super, super empowering for all women out there. Yeah, so I absolutely love that. Another one of your passions, you're a foster parent.
I am.
You shared a beautiful story with me the other day when we were talking on the phone, and it almost had me in tears.
Oh.
So I do want you to share that story with our audience.
Okay. In the preschool, I see a lot of kids, obviously different families, come from different financial situations, backgrounds, all of that. And I've always been very involved in my preschool. I feel like since I started this, my biggest thing was I never want to get too big to where I don't know every student and every family,
right.
So I was always very involved, and we had this 3-month-old baby that came in. He was in foster care, and he got taken from his mom at the hospital, was born addicted to drugs. So he was, not your average baby. And I kept him with me a lot in the office. He needed special care. He just kind of he just needed someone to constantly be there to just hold him.
Right.
So I got so attached. I got so attached to him, and I would talk to the foster mom all the time and ask her questions. And one day, DCF just came, picked him up, and I never saw him again.
That must have been so heartbreaking.
It was hard, but it really sparked something in me to learn more about fostering, and sat with my husband. I was like, I want to do this. So we did. We took our foster classes and we became foster parents. And the more that I learned about that world, the more involved I wanted to be. So I also then went ahead and became a guardian ad litem, which is a court-appointed child advocate. So just full throttle kind of went into it, and we're still doing it today. So
that's amazing. Now, are you currently fostering children right now?
Right now, no. The 2 children that I did have, they were reunited with mom in December.
So at the same time, it's beautiful, but it's almost like heartbreaking for you as well.
It is. It's hard.
Yeah. Because you want them to go back to their parent, but but you were their parent.
Right, right.
So how does that feel for you? What are some of the things that you have to do in order to kind of let go of that hurt?
I'm going to be honest. The pretty answer is, you always want them back with their families, but that's not always the case. That's not always that's not always the outcome that you believe is best for the child. But unfortunately, the system is a little flawed, and it's hard for me when I know that they're going back to the same situation that got them into the system in the first place. And it's difficult because, believe it or not, foster parents don't have much of a say when it comes to a lot of things.
Really?
We're usually left in the dark about a lot of things,
Okay.
which is funny enough why I became a guardian ad litem. Because as a guardian ad litem, you have more say than even Department of Children and Families. And
So
the
you're
case
taking
manager.
action,
Yeah.
which that's extremely important,
Right.
Because you see this over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so that's pretty strong. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
And helping fosters all over the world. Because I actually thought about being a foster parent. I'm not a mother or a wife, but it's always been something, that I've wanted to do. But as a single person, I feel like it may be a lot more difficult. If it's in your heart, right?
It's in your heart.
That's what I think.
If it's in your heart.
Yeah.
There's actually a young lady, she's a foster parent. She's very young. I want to say she's in her early 20s, and she fosters teenagers. I think she has
wow.
5 teenagers that she fosters.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay.
And she's a single girl in her 20s, just trying to do the best she can and help where she can. Wow.
Okay, you just sparked my interest. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, and on a lighter note,
Here we go.
you are a TikTok sensation.
Oh,
Tell me, how did that start? That is so cool.
that was in the pandemic. My daughter, we were home. We were stuck at home. I'm not someone that's used to being stuck at home.
I could tell.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm very active. So she's like, you and Dad should do a TikTok. And we did. And we found fun in it. And it just blew up. It just blew up out of nowhere. And I've just been rolling with it. I kind of call it my alter ego because I just go in there and kind of, I'm able to just be myself and be quirky and all that. And that's where we are. But
What's your TikTok handle?
no.
Yeah.
No.
We will put it on the bottom of the screen.
You know what? I have a hard time. I have a hard time with the whole influencer thing. To be honest with you, it's
But if you're good at it, and you know what, it's helping other people, especially during the pandemic. Because I
Yes,
shared
yeah.
my story with me. I became a bodybuilder during the pandemic to help people through, isolation and depression and feeling alone. And it really does make a difference.
It does. It
So
does.
how can you find? And I know now we're kind of back to normal. How
Right.
does our channel serve others? But it's still serving them.
Right,
And you talked to me something about young cheerleaders.
yes.
So
So
what is that? Yeah, is that on your TikTok?
basically, my house is just a revolving door. So for the past 5 years, my daughter did all-star cheer when she was little.
Oh, nice.
She did all-star cheer competitively, and one of the owners at the gym, they have a world's team.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Olympics for cheer, I would say.
I think I've heard of All Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they bring, young girls and boys from all different states that come here to be on these teams. And they asked, they need host families for them.
Right.
So they can stay somewhere while the season's going. I got asked to help with one. I ended up with 5.
Oh my goodness.
I had 5 teenage girls living in my house. Looked like a sorority house at one point. So I just did it to help, and now
Yeah.
I'm 4. I think this is my 4th year, and I still have one that I'm okay, next year it's time to move on.
Oh, that's awesome.
But that's how I started.
That is so cool. I love it. So what are some of the things that we can find in your YouTube channel? What was a topic that you did? What was one of your favorite ones?
It's not really topics, I just kind of go with the trends.
Okay.
I have a lot of fun on there with my husband. I like
Also, he's a TikToker too.
yeah. Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
You tell him he's a TikToker and he's gonna puff up his chest and he's gonna be so proud of it. But it's just fun. Mom humor, things that we kind of think sometimes but don't say out loud.
I love
that. Kind of gets me in trouble sometimes, but I try. I feel like now I kind of want to take an avenue where now that people know my story a little bit.
Yeah.
They have a lot of questions. A lot of, young women want to know, well, how do you open a preschool or how do you become a foster parent? I get those questions a lot. So I'm kind of trying to see how I change the course a little bit.
I like that.
And make it more of a mentorship kind of
Absolutely.
page.
Yeah, because when you told me that you were a preschool owner, I'm like, how does that happen?
Right. Yeah.
It kind of blew my mind too, because you're so young, right?
Yeah,
Well, you started very young.
I
so
did.
That's
I did
pretty
start
cool.
very young.
And then now let's talk about your med spa.
Oh, okay.
No, your TikTok is on air. Let's play a cool one. Let's play.
No, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
killing Vanessa here.
Killing me softly. Oh no! Don't do it.
Let's see. They all seem pretty cool. Look
Just
at
put
that.
the last one, Eddie. The face one. We'll do.
The last one. Okay.
The 27 million one.
Oh, that should be pinned.
Wait. 27 million.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
It should be pinned at the top.
That's amazing.
No. Oh, you're going to have to scroll down for that one.
These are beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I told you I started a TikTok. I have like 1 follower. I don't know how to do this.
That was a filter. That's that.
No,
I was
you are as
that.
beautiful. Oh, you're showing the difference between the filters.
No, there was no difference. It looked like it was on my face. It's amazing. Catfishing is real these days. How is... I didn't even move.
It's crazy.
Oh my goodness. This
Well,
is
you're more beautiful in person, so
Oh, thank you.
yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'm glad that you showed that because I always say, don't believe what you see on
Don't
Instagram.
believe what
Don't
you see.
believe it,
No,
right?
no.
Unless you meet someone in person.
Absolutely. I mean, and a lot of social media, I always tell people, you have to see social media kind of like a reality show. You know, it's very much...
Good way to see it.
Yeah, there's some people that do like to, be on there and tell it all and show it all in real time. And that's great. I can't do that. I feel like my private life is private.
course, absolutely.
And I think that's where social media still hasn't won me over. Like, I know that we're kind of in a world now where social media is taking over, especially that, I'm a business owner and all that. So social media does play a role in all of that. So I've tried to ride the train, but it's been hard because it can also be a scary place.
Yeah, it really is. I agree.
You have to be very careful.
Very careful because, stalkers.
Yeah. So many things.
So I don't like to put where I'm at while I'm there.
Yeah.
Because I have, and people show up.
Yeah.
They're like, hey.
We saw that you were here. Yeah.
I'm like, how long did it take you to get here?
And especially with what I do for a living, you know, it's a very fine line,
because
So
you deal with children.
Yes. So I try very, very hard not to cross those two worlds as much as I can. Yeah. So that's why I feel like I enjoy the social media aspect of it, but I know that it's not something that's my passion, not something that I would drop everything that I'm doing to just be an influencer.
Good. I'm glad that you say that.
So I do it for fun,
right?
But that's kind of like it.
That's it.
I
love that.
I don't
you're a businesswoman. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's my passion.
Yeah.
It's not an influencer. So
I love it. No, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so now you are the owner of a med spa.
I am.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So that is me and a very close friend of mine. During the pandemic, funny enough, I was in the middle of opening my second center.
Wow.
So it was really hard and very scary because I was like, what is going to happen with childcare? It's schools were closed. So I had this big space that I had already rented out, and rent is not cheap in Miami. So I had an extra unit that I hadn't built out yet that I was going to use as one of the classrooms.
Okay.
I had such a problem finding staff. It was so hard.
Which you would think, right?
So I'm also very picky with my staff.
Okay.
I've had most of the staff has been with me since 2012.
Oh, wow.
So I've had staff that has been with me since day one.
Wow.
Which is very hard to find in the preschool industry.
That's loyalty.
Yeah. The turnaround kind of rate when it comes to preschool teachers, because let's be honest, education isn't a high paying job. Correct. So I like sticking with the staff that I have and training and growing with them. And it was very hard to find people that I felt like fit into that and I can see being with me long term. So it was difficult, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna open more school because more school means more staff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So a girlfriend of mine, I was like, hey, let's find something that's trending right now. It's Miami, so we went with that, and it's been doing good.
And what are some of the services that you offer?
Facials. It's more body contouring. It's not so much invasive treatments. It's non-invasive body contouring treatments, cellulite treatments, things like that.
Oh, interesting. Really?
So it's more just like a fun
I need to go stop in.
Yes, you do.
Stop
You do.
by and check it out. And so now, where can you give us the contact information for the med spa?
Sure.
Okay.
It's located on 127th Avenue and 128th Street in Hidden Lake Shopping Center. It's called Monarch Body Bar. And
I like that.
yeah, cool. Stop by.
Perfect. Well, is there anything else you would like to tell the audience?
I think you pretty much covered it all.
Yeah,
You went deep.
we did.
You pulled up my TikTok faster than I can even say I didn't want it up there.
Yeah. The director's pretty good. So thank you, Alex and Eddie, for joining us on that.
Thanks, Eddie.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Again, today we had Vanessa Cossio, super female entrepreneur for
you.
Kids Be Kids Preschools, a med spa, a foster parent, and a super TikToker.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
thank you.